Hey guys, I'm just seeing how long it takes to get approved, so just hold tight. Oh, I'm live. Can everyone see me? Hi. Okay, hold tight. Hi everybody. Hi Morgan. Morgan, I was telling someone yesterday, we were looking at pictures from Costa Rica and you were in the background and someone was like, who's that? She's so beautiful. And I was like, oh, that's Morgan. She's amazing. I feel like she and her husband on that trip were like Mr. and Mrs. Synergence. Like, you guys are just so cute. Hi everybody. Hi Darcy. Oh my goodness, I'm so relieved to see some familiar faces. All right. So I'm gonna just get situated and let people hop on in the meantime, and then I'll get going. I'm not gonna wait forever. Okay, Okay. My really professional stand broke last week, and so I had to like fiddle with it for a little bit. And by professional stand, I mean, let me just show you. I gotta be careful so it doesn't break. Okay, let me turn it around. All right, so it's a dress form. And then there's one of those stupid little spider things that you like grip it around. So, you know, just keeping it real. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. All right, let's get going. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm having to fight this feeling right now of like, you have no place to be here and speaking and training these women. And so I'm trying to like fight that of like, no, they asked me to. I'm like having this like inner conflict. Yeah, I honestly, ever since I started Synergence, I feel like it's just been one big like daydream of like, what am I doing here? This is nuts. And there was Emerald Dinner, I think that's what it was called, at Leaders. And I was sitting next to a girl named Amber and Jordan. No. Oh my gosh. My name is blanking. What the crap? Janie. What the crap? And we were all just like, we shouldn't be here. Any second they're gonna kick us out. We shouldn't be here. Oh my gosh, let me see. Oh my gosh. Hi everybody. Hi Shelby. You're so sweet to watch this again. I did this in Shelby's group and in Heather's group, and I've kind of like condensed it and make sure and wrote it all down and make sure that I don't forget anything this time. But anywho, I'm Kim Davis and I live in Colorado. If you hear a twang every now and then, it's because I'm from Texas. My husband and I met at Texas A&M, and then when we graduated in '09, sorry, the lighting's weird because there's a window right here. And there were no jobs, so we were like, if we're not gonna have any jobs, let's go to the mountains. I had tricked him into thinking that I was outdoorsy. I'm not. Like, I like to sit outside, but only if there's like a pool or the beach involved. So we have been in Colorado ever since. He's a church planter, and so we planted a church in Boulder, and we're still here, and it's a miracle, and God is good. And I started with Synergence Yeah, see you later, Carol. Let's see, I started with Synergence in January of 2017. So just over 14 months I've been doing this, and it's been like the craziest whirlwind. So for those of you who don't know, I run an online boutique called Oh Sweet Joy. And, well, no, it's not called Oh Sweet Joy anymore. It's called Flower Wild. We just rebranded last month, but like that might be the name that you're more familiar with. We rebranded last month, and the Saturday is the maiden voyage of, let me show you, just to give you a little background, of the truck. Isn't that nuts? So we have and by we, I mean a mobile boutique, and I'm so excited to get it up and running. It's been crazy, and honestly, when I met with my accountant last year, she was like, you've got to spend money. You've got to do something with all this money that you're making with Synergence. And I was like, yes, ma'am. I know how to spend money. I'm really good at it, actually, so no problem. Hi, Mandy. So that's that. So when I'm talking to you about sales, I'm coming from a perspective of like sales. I really mean it. Like, not like just enough sales to like pay for your house cleaner. I mean like enough sales to run a business. And let's see, I've worked retail a long time. I was a personal shopper for Anthropologie, and so back then I thought that was my dream job, and now who knew that this was actually my dream job? It all changes, right? Hi, Jamie. I blanked on your name a second ago, and I called you Jordan. And then I quickly corrected myself. All right, so yeah, I'm a crown princess. I'm like this close to hitting Ruby, but I won't for seminar, and that's okay because I have an incredible team, and we'll just hit all those things next year. I hit CP in October, but yeah, the reason that I'm passionate about sales is because, like I said, I run an online boutique, and like my job is to generate sales. And guys, this like, sun is driving me nuts. Hold on. I don't know if it's like this in your screen, but in my screen, this side of my face is so like bleached out white. Yeah, so I actually love sales and marketing. I love creating a storyline that compels people to buy something. I love using like beautiful imagery that like makes people have impulse purchases. I love the psychology behind it, and I love thinking outside the box. I had an up line. I was watching a training a long time ago when I first started. No, not when I first started, maybe halfway through. Like 6 months into my first year. And I had made at least like 40,000 in sales at that point, and thought that I was just like living the dream. I was like, this is amazing. I had a team of like, I don't know, 20 girls, and they were doing a great job. But my commission checks, I think at that point, maybe my biggest one was like 1,200, like 2,000 tops. And that felt huge to me, and that felt like enough. But again, my sales were so high that I was like, whatever, this is great. And I had this dream of opening, I have like one hair that's not curled, a brick and mortar, and then turns out really the truck was what we were working towards. But yeah, that's where I was going with it, that my sales were helping me follow all these other dreams. So I had an up. I don't even know how high up she was, but she said, you're not going to make the big girl money unless, and if you're watching, I love you. This isn't a big deal. This is just what went on in my head. You aren't going to make the big girl money unless you build a team. And I know there are a lot of you in here who make like so much money, like 5-digit checks, no problem. That's not where I was. And yet I was making so much in sales, and I was like, honestly, $45,000 in 6 months feels like big girl money to me. Like, and And I just wanted to be able to show my girls that, you know, sometimes you can't control girls signing or not signing up under you. Sometimes you can't control, even once you get them to sign up, you can't control them even purchasing sometimes or placing their orders. So I wanted to show my girls that, like, hey, even if you're not building a team really rapidly, you can still make incredible money in this company. There aren't a ton of companies that give you 50% profit margin. So that was huge to me. And so I wanted to show them that. And yeah, let's see. I am assuming that, you know, whenever we talk about sales, what do we talk about? The Wow, Book, Demo, Direct. So I'm assuming that you're already doing that. You're on the Crown Princess page. I'm assuming. And I'm assuming that you're already wearing your stripes. So I'm not going to talk about those like really basic things, but I'm going to talk about the perspective shift that helped me with my rebrand, but also with, my rebrand with Flower Wild, but also with my Hello Lovely Lips business. And if you want to pull it up on your desktop, just so you can see what I'm referencing, it's hello.lovely.lips on Instagram. And then if you want to find me later for Flower Wild, I would be fine with that. It's Shop Flower Wild on Instagram. Facebook still hasn't changed my name. It's from Oh Sweet Joy, so forget that. Don't even look me up here. Yeah, so I'm talking to you with the assumption that those things you're already doing them. Like, of course you're booking demos, of course you're selling product on social media, but I want to share a perspective shift, and then I want to share really tangible tips. If you have any questions on the way, I will try not to get sidetracked, but I'll try to answer them. And then at the end, I would love to answer questions too, because I know that sometimes in trainings we get these big ideas and we write it down and we're like, yeah, that's awesome. But then you get home or like you think about it later and you're like, what does that even look like? What does that, like, sure, that sounds good and motivating, but what does that look like? And my goal is to help you have really tangible ways to move forward, because that's the most important part, right? Hi, Becca. You're welcome. Yes, Jamie, I was just talking about how everything's felt like a dream, and how at that Emerald dinner we were like, any second someone's going to kick us out because we're not supposed to be here. Like, it just felt like, is this real life? So that's what I was talking about. All right, I'm going to pull up my computer just in case comments stop popping through. Okay, there's like a GIF that's like draining my battery. Okay, so let's just jump right in. I know that like in public speaking, you're not supposed to give your main point first, but I want to lead with that so that we can like unravel it after that. Yes, I do too, Jamie. All right, so I mean, my computer's really distracting. I'm actually going to close it. Direct sales has such a bad reputation a lot of times because, one, some people don't know when to say when, and two, people don't know when to stop talking. That's what I mean by that. And because, two, we focus on the sale, and I think our company does a really great job of focusing on the relationships and the people, and that's so, so crucial, and you know that. But we, as leaders and synergents, I believe we need to start with like, okay, yes, sales. Yes, relationships, but we have to stop thinking about a sale and a transaction, and we need to change our mindset to a customer experience. And what I mean by that is that when we focus on a sale or a transaction, whether it's at a party, a one-on-one demo, whether it's in Instagram or Facebook messaging, I know a lot of us have online followings and we do a lot of our businesses that way. But when we take the pressure off of ourselves and the focus off of ourselves and the focus on making the sale, we then can make that into a customer experience, which is the most fun thing to me. It may not be, I know that we all have different giftings and we all have different passions. I do love sales and marketing because I've learned to love creating a customer experience. And that's really easy to do. You just have to be intentional with it. And consistent with it. So what I mean by that is so I worked for Anthropologie. I think I mentioned that. And something that we always said was surprise, and delight. And when we are able to find little ways to surprise and delight our customers, they want to stick around. And in a world where, there are thousands of distributors, and especially if it's just an online relationship, people can find someone else. And it's disappointing and it's sad, but it's just the nature of, if you have a solely online business and you're not also doing demos and parties, whatever, you're at their expense, at the customer's expense of, or at the risk, not necessarily expense. You're running the risk of them going elsewhere. So say I love Party Pink. I love it. And I talk about it all the time. Well, say one of my customers really wants it and it's discontinued, and they're going to follow hashtags and they're going to track down a Party Pink. Well, say that customer has been a fairly loyal customer of mine, but I stopped writing thank you notes, and I stopped giving her freebies when she ordered stuff, and I stopped making her feel special as a customer. I stopped saying thank you. And then this new person that she finds just to buy this one Party Pink this one time goes over and beyond and above and beyond and treats them like royalty and treats them as a very special customer. When I've kind of just gotten used to it, guess what they're going to do? They're going to stay with the other distributor. And I know that in this business, we're like, you can't steal customers, blah, blah, blah. But guys, at the end of the day, we're not going to tell a customer no if they want Party Pink and then they decide to stick with you. I have this verbiage of like, if someone doesn't have, if someone already has like gloss and remover, I'll always be like, so does your current distributor just not have this color? Just to kind of open that door of conversation of like, what's going on here? Why aren't you buying from them? And 9 times out of 10, they're not selling anymore, or they just don't have this color, or it's their sister. She knows that she just wants this color. So yeah, there's that. So that's why I guess what I'm saying is it's important to create a customer experience. And I think a lot of us here really do care about our branding and our marketing and our packaging. But just in case you don't, here's a reminder that it's really important. And in order to create that customer experience and make it really seamless and exciting for them, you have to take the time to make that special. And it has to be consistent. It doesn't have to be, but it's bonus if it's consistent. Now, if you're just going to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and you're getting seasonal things that aren't consistent with your branding, but like little things to throw in, that's one thing. But I'm just saying, like, where's my packaging? I have like gold mailers. Let me grab it real fast. Your customers need to see that they have something to look forward to. And, I have this gold mailer, and then I write a thank you note on my custom, like, branding. I just use these as thank you notes. And I write her name, and I write a specific note to her. And then because she waited so long while her pearlizer was being ordered, because I ran out during a promotion, I'm also giving her this brush so she can stipple on the CCTM and the pearlizer. And then she got this pouch because she ordered a color correcting tinted moisturizer and a pearlizer. So she essentially like got a promotion. And then she waited a long time, and I wanted to thank her for waiting a long time, so I threw in that brush. And these brushes are $1 from, what is it, like AOA Studio? It's like missaoa.com or something. You should be quicker to throw in a freebie to like surprise and delight them than ever think about discounting a product. Because honestly, people are going to pay full price, especially if they're a consistent customer, and eventually they're going to want it. If they're messaging you, they want it. So they're going to pay for it eventually. So don't do the discount. Throw in something that costs $1 or do free shipping promo because that's a tax write-off. But like discounting it just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't make them feel special either. It makes them feel like they got a deal, and it makes them feel like they got away with something, but doesn't make them feel special. This bag I ordered, so you can buy a lot of cute little pouches from the same AOA, but think I got like 7 of them. Like I wiped out a Staples clearance section. I think it's an iPad thing, but it was like, they were all like $4, maybe even cheaper than that. And so I just wiped them out. I'm always looking for like little things that I can throw in that are applicable and like, what's the word? Not necessarily even applicable. That just makes sense to what they're receiving. So I think like a really pretty makeup bag. And I like will never spend my money on crap. Like I don't want to give them junk, but like things that make sense. But again, and there's a beauty book in here because again, if she's getting into the skincare with color correcting tinted moisturizer and getting a foundation of pearlizer, then she's probably interested in spending more. So you throw in that. Yeah, and then I have my cute little sticker of my same lady of branding. People want to know that you put forth the effort. Customers want to know that like you care about what their package looks like. So I typically use these mailers. I think they're 7x9, but I also have these boxes. I just taped one together. Oh. And you have to fold them and tape them yourself, but I just fold it and put it in here. And then I have their order in bubble because I know a lot of you guys like, or I don't know if you do. I know a lot of people like those like mesh bags. I like bubble mailers and I want to make everything else look pretty, whether it's with gold tissue paper or whatever, but I want them to know that I care about the little details, but I also want them to know that I care about if their product arrives cracked or not. I think that's really important. So there's that. I got them on Vistaprint, but I don't think they're expensive. Just order $250 and it shouldn't be any more than 20 bucks. I think one thing that we look at like, oh, I don't ship that many orders, but like you will. And something else about branding, you guys don't rebrand anymore. Like you have to keep it consistent. The more you rebrand, it confuses your customers and it makes them feel like you don't have an identity as a brand and it's confusing. So like don't keep rebranding and don't keep changing your imagery. You can update it and freshen it, but don't completely change it. And if you change from like I do Hello Lovely Lips, there was a time where I'm like, I think this limits me and I think I want to do some sort of like hello, I don't know, but beauty in general. But I'm like, whatever, I think it's great. So like that's different. If you have something that works with changing it to beauty instead of lips, fine. But like changing branding over and over is really confusing. Yeah, I think they're just round stickers. Somewhere else I get good packaging is Sticker Mule. And message me and I have a discount code too. So there's that. All right, so some other tangible ways that customer experience plays out. Sorry, I always mess with like my hair and whatever. So we talked about packaging and branding, and then verbiage and gratitude is another way that plays out. Every single step of the way you need to be saying thank you. And I'm not kidding when I say if you don't say thank you and you don't write thank you, you're missing out of an opportunity to make them feel special. You guys, they're choosing to spend their money with you instead of like Sephora or Ulta or wherever, Roden and Fields. Like they're choosing to support you, so you have to say thank you. Can you imagine if you left Anthro or Nordstrom and they didn't say thank you when you left? Like, and that's not even their business. Like you have to say thank you. And when you say thank you, you can also, my next point is to like solidify and like affirm their decision and their purchase. So like say they bought dark pink, but they were like on the fence about it. Well, then you say like, you're gonna love dark pink. Go back and look at these all lead into each other. Go back and look at your spreadsheets or whatever to see like what they purchased in the past and say, I remember you have Aussie Rose. Try 1 layer of dark pink and 2 layer of Aussie Rose and see how pretty it looks. And it makes them feel special. Excuse me. And you're affirming their decision. Then my next point is familiarity. So they know that you care and that you're aware that they've purchased things in the past from you. But yeah, you have to write a thank you note. And I don't care if you sit in front of the TV and you write a ton of generic ones and then you add their name at the top as you actually send out their package. That's fine. I ran out, so this is actually like talking about what they purchased and thanking them for their patience while she waited on her Pearlizer. Yeah, I think that I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but like, please say thank you. Please say thank you to your customers. All right, so packaging and branding, and then verbiage and gratitude. Thank you so much for your order. You're gonna love that dark pink. That's all you have to do. Solidify and affirm their choice, which is what I was just saying, like the you're gonna love it, or what are some other ways that you can affirm their decision? If they buy like the Pearlizer, like you're gonna be obsessed with the glow that this stuff gives your face. Familiarity. People need to know that you remember. Even if you don't remember, people need to know that you do. See what I did there? So you need to keep track of spreadsheets. Like via spreadsheets, you need to keep track of what people purchase. So mine are very basic. It is name, email address. If I'm talking to them on Instagram, it's their Instagram handle too, so it's easy to track them down and message them again later. And then, what is it? Starter kit, yes or no. I don't know why I did that at the beginning. It was just the easiest way to keep track of it. And then the products that they purchased. So, you're welcome, Tara. See you later. Have a good day. See, this is why I don't read comments, because I'm like, what was I saying? Spreadsheets. Okay, so that I can go through, usually most of my customers placed an order in my first quarter of my first year. So I actually did that spreadsheet all in one, like January through March of last year. So I can go through Control F and search their name and see what they purchased, and then I generally can like just go back. Most of my customers order every other month at least, so I can generally keep track of it. But I think it's really important to be able to go back and say, okay, say they're buying an Aussie Rose. I think it's really important to go back and see what they purchased so that you can give them some more color combinations, or like if they're buying Pearlizer, that you are affirming like, okay, I know that you have, I don't know, any color, Sweetheart Pink. You should try mixing Sweetheart Pink with Pearlizer and making a custom blush. So just giving them more value, adding value to their purchase just by combining knowledge of what they have ordered in the past. Does that make sense? So adding value and then showing that you're familiar with what they've purchased, even if you have to look it up, it doesn't matter. But it makes them feel important, it makes them feel special, and it makes them know that you care. So that's a huge way, and I just believe that that's how why people come back to me. Instead of, hey Heather, instead of, you know, hopping around distributor to distributor, which I know people did probably more during like out of stock. And then I touched on this a second ago. So we have, let's start at the top, packaging and branding, verbiage and gratitude, solidify and affirm their purchase, familiarity, and then freebies and or free shipping. And I already touched on this, but like, no one will ever spend $100 with me without getting something else, whether it's a pouch that I've stocked up on, a makeup brush. If anyone orders a trio of Shadow Sense, they will always get a makeup brush, like an eyeshadow brush. If they buy a foundation, they will always get a beauty blender. I know that it cuts into your profit margin, but like I can handle $1. And I know that you can too. I don't even make huge commission checks like a lot of you do, and I can handle it. But you have to look at it of like, let's stock up per quarter on gifts and then use those as promotions throughout that business quarter. And that way it's already planned, and you have to be intentional about it. If you think about it and you don't actually ever go buy anything, then you'll never gift them. So like make the point, if you haven't already, for like April to June, go buy freebies and go buy things and just stock up on them so that you're ready, so that if you have a lull in sales, like last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, you guys, I wear color correcting tinted moisturizer. I wore foundation for you guys today because I felt like I should put on big girl makeup. All I ever do is mix CCTM with Pearlizer. But with the amount that I have talked about it, I was so discouraged that I haven't sold more. And I've sold some, but I was like, it's time to go. Let's do this. And so that's when I did the promotion of color correcting tinted moisturizer with any, Pearlizer with any CCTM or foundation. We'll get this free pouch. You guys, I sold out and I had to order 3 more Pearlizers, and I had like 4 Pearlizers. So being able to run promotions when you feel like you have a lull in sales and you take it into your control and you don't throw a pity party that your sales are low, you take action. And so you can also host a party, you can host a skincare demo, whatever. You have to take action. Your sales aren't just gonna come to you. Which leads me into my next point. Let me read this. Did you announce that you'll be giving those things away, or is it a surprise? Usually it's a surprise. But sometimes it's what will push someone over the edge of getting it. Like if someone wants a foundation, I got this idea from Katie Enos. I'm going to stock up on Pearlizer testers, and on my birthday week, I'm going to do a different promo every... Now that I do the math on that, I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm going to do a promo every day. And one of them is if you buy a foundation, you're going to get a free Pearlizer tester. And I will voice those, but with Shadow Sense or the makeup brushes, I just want to surprise and delight them. I want them to open up their package and be like, oh, I got a makeup brush. And then I'll put in the thank you note, like, hey, thanks so much for buying these 3 Shadow Sense colors. I threw in a makeup brush. Have fun blending. And make it personal and make it to where they're like excited about opening something for free. A lot of times I will use it to upsell, and by upsell I don't actually mean upsell, but like add on. So if someone's trying to decide between 2 colors, I'll be like, hey, so I highly recommend like Sandstone Pearl and Mocha Java, but if you add a Mulberry or a Pink Frost, that's like my most popular trio, I'll throw in a makeup brush and just like mention it, just kind of like toss it out there and see what they do with it. A lot of times they'll take the bait, and then you've just had an extra $22 in sales because you suggested a trio instead of them just trying to decide between 2 colors. That's amazing, Katie. 15 foundations. I thought I was doing like really excellent with my like 6 or 7 color correcting tinted moisturizers. That's amazing. I'm hoping that's what it does for me. Everyone's going to be doing foundation promos and Pearlizer testers next week. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. All right. Let's see. What was your question? Do I announce it? Hi, Laura. Laura says sales are in our control. You are so right. You're welcome, Miriam. All right. I had a segue. Maybe it was just following up. It was. So upselling is technically selling something that is a higher value. So like in car terms, say you're going in for like a Volkswagen Beetle and they sell you a Tesla, that's an upsell. And way to go for that salesman that convinced that big jump. But it's just like if someone needs another glossy gloss and you're like, hey, you should try the diamond gloss. That's an upsell because it's a higher value and like dollar amount. And the easiest way that I feel like I honestly almost never sell anything without suggesting something else. And I truly believe that I'm not salesy or weird with it. I had a girl that kind of just like stopped purchasing. She had twins, so I know that life got busy. She was training for a marathon after that. And I saw that she liked a picture, and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard from her in so long. And so I messaged her and was just like, hey girl, like I think the last thing she ordered from me was Coralina in like late summer. I let a long time go. But I followed up and just asked if she wanted any other like spring colors, and she's like, well, what products like are you loving right now? And I was like, one, thanks for asking. That's really nice. And so I like gave my spiel on color correcting tinted moisturizer, and then so what did I sell her? CCTM, pearlizer, and a new lip color. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I threw in a beauty book, and so then she said, hey, thanks so much for sending in that catalog. I really want to try the green concealer. I saw your video on it last week, and I was like, okay, but if you're gonna do green, you should definitely do the light too, because I love them together, especially with the color correcting tinted moisturizer. And she did it, and it was not all. The worst they can say is no thanks. Like a lot of times, if someone wants to order one color via Instagram or whatever, I'm like, hey, do you want me to add anything else to make the most of shipping? And most of the time they're like, yeah, actually, like throw in a glossy gloss or a lip balm. You're just providing the opportunity for them to add something on. The worst they can say is no. And then that's when you need to let it go. I talked about one of the things that direct sales, like we have bad reps sometimes because we don't know when to shut up. Don't push it. If they say no, like drop it and say like, oh my gosh, okay, can't wait to send you your honey rose. Like drop it. Have some self-awareness and drop it. Shut up, Laura. Don't say that. I got to order some right now. Oh my gosh. So funny. Alrighty. All right, so we talked about the perspective shift, right? And then the 5 things that help you play that out. I need to take a water break. Hold up. I'm about to show you my kicker. I feel like this is the money-making tip, so brace yourselves. Thank you, Becca. I was really concerned, and I told Shelby this after I did her training, this similar training on her page last week. I was like, man, I just keep worrying that like this is going to be like, duh. And just, I don't know, but I'm thankful for your encouragement. All right. I'm sweating all of a sudden because Katie Enos commented on here. All right. My tips for boosting sales. I'm literally sweating. My big old giant glasses don't help. All right. This first one was honestly just out of necessity during out of stock. I signed up in the middle of out of stock. And I also I don't like doing what everyone else is doing. And so I hardly ever, like almost never, wear one color straight up. I will layer, I will mix, but I will almost never wear like just straight up Mod Magenta like I did one day last week. And so I think one way to boost your sales is for the next month or two, I need you to be really intentional about wearing 2 colors at once. 3 colors sometimes can overwhelm people. I had a customer be like, yeah, I want to try it, but like all you do is mix colors. And so it was, I can't afford 3. And I was like, Jen, I got you, girl. Like, it's fine. So yeah, I think it's really important for you to mix colors and show people that like, one, they're so versatile. I think people need to be reminded over and over and over about the versatility of our products. And the more consistently you show your excitement and the more consistently you show how you mix things, I truly believe that my consistency in showing color correcting tinted moisturizer made all those people, jump the gun when, is that the phrase? I don't know. Whenever I did the like free bag promo, because people had heard me talk about it nonstop for the past year, they're like, okay, she really does love this stuff. This is my time to try it, and I'll get a free pouch out of it. So yeah, you got to talk about it consistently. Wear multiple colors, and crap, I don't care if you like wear multiple colors, and then take one of those colors and wear it on your cheeks or whatever with pearlizer. Show the versatility of it. And that's another thing that you can do as a freebie is if someone orders 2 to 3 colors, throw in a mixing ring or two and some sample wands, tester wands, and write on the card, like, this is my favorite way to wear lip scents right now. I love mixing it in, mixing them together. And then if you have some shadow scents, you can mix that in too. Like, I love mixing pink frost in there to make it really creamy. So just that. You just have to provide information, add value over and over. You have to be following up with your customers and following up with any conversation that dropped off via text, Facebook message, Instagram message, whatever, any message, email that dropped off. You need to go back once a week, just set out that time, like an hour, carve out 1 hour out of your entire work week and go back through and message everyone that let something go. Just like whether like you had the last word, they had the last word, whatever. And when I say follow up, I do not mean, hey girl, just wanted to touch base. Okay, because you know what's going to happen? Click on message. It's going to show on your side, seen that they saw that message and that they like swiped away and kept scrolling. Like, you have to give them an action. You have to give them something to answer, whether it's a question or a suggestion. So let me think of a better way to say it. Let's say you and Josephine had been talking about buying a starter kit and she couldn't decide on a color. She was trying to pick between Bombshell and Pink Champagne. And then she said something like, okay, I'm going to take a look at those. All right, but then she doesn't talk to you for 3 days. So go in and say, hey, Josephine. Is that the name that I said? Hey, Josephine, just wondering, no, not even just wondering, did you give that any more thought? The more direct you are with the question, the better. Did you give that any more thought? Question mark. I swatched both of those colors on my hand. Here's a pick. Which one do you like better? And it gives them an opportunity to see that, one, you followed up and you care about them. Two, you remembered what you were talking about and you took the time to swatch both of those colors she was trying to decide between, and you asked a direct question, so it makes her take action. So I think that's just really important with following up. There was one time where Chase was out of town and then miraculously both of my boys went down at the same time and fell asleep within an hour, which never happens. And so I went through and I followed up with every message in my Instagram inbox that had been kind of dropped off. And by like noon the next day, I had made like 400 to 700 in sales, just because I took the time to follow up. I'm going to read this question. What's your thoughts on everything? All right, Becca, I'll answer your question with this picture. Becca asked, what are your thoughts on having everything in stock all the time? I believe in having inventory. And I know that's just personal preference, but you guys, I run a boutique. And so my brain works in inventory. My brain operates best when I know that I can sell something without having to, and I can wear a color combination without having to worry about if I have it or actually have it or not. Does that make sense? I used to carry 8 of a color at all times. I'm getting to where 5 is a good number. But I would feel comfortable with 3 so that you do run out every month, hopefully, and reorder that so that you can every now and then say, I've got 1 She's Apples left. Like this week, my goal, I have 2 Opal glosses left. And it's a really little goal, but it's a goal nonetheless of I want to run out of Opal gloss. So all week I've been talking about Opal gloss, how it looks with like pinks and purples and today oranges. And I actually really love wearing Opal gloss by itself. And so just talk about it nonstop and keep saying I've got 2 in stock. It doesn't mean that you can't reorder it. I think that psychology is still like applicable of that sense of urgency. But I personally believe and carrying inventory, because it also motivates me to sell it. Like I told you, I love marketing and I love sales, and it's motivating for me and it's exciting. So I always want to have, what is happening with this light? I don't know. I always want to have it without having to worry about scrambling for a She's Apples or a Sassy Z if someone wants it. So there's my perspective on that. All right, here's my big tip. I know that Synergence offers a newsletter. What's it called? Like the cold call report or something? Cold market report? I don't know. And they automatically send a newsletter out for you. I think it's really important for multiple reasons to have your own newsletter for your customers. Now, you can choose what you want to do with that. Once a month is what I shoot for, and I want it to be valuable. So I want some sort of beauty tip. I'm going to try to start incorporating more videos into it. And by videos, I mean like one short video, like a quick tutorial, a tip of the day, whatever. But if you can make a newsletter that is consistent with your branding and beautiful and useful and valuable, I think that's really important. And when we are freaking out, I see you all freaking out. I do it too. But I see you all freaking out about the Facebook algorithm, about the Instagram algorithm. You guys, what doesn't have an algorithm? Your email inbox. People are either going to open it or they're not going to open it. But they're going to get it, and it's going to be visible. And some tips for newsletters. Are you ready? One, MailChimp is like really easy to use. It's either free or really affordable. I don't remember. MailChimp. I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in the comments. And there are tons of newsletters that have templates that you can like insert graphics into. You can pick your fonts. I just think it's really a valuable tool that can make you give, I'm sorry, this isn't very classy. I'm a pastor's wife too. Give you the middle, it'll help you give the middle finger to the algorithm, because you're taking control and say, all right, okay, algorithm, that's fine. I have this really beautiful newsletter. You could even, a lot of newsletters, you can put your feed, your Instagram feed, into the bottom of the newsletter so that they can see your most recent 9 posts or something. Maybe it's 3, maybe it's 6. So that if they miss something, they'd be like, oh, I want to see that picture, or I want to see that color combination. You don't get, you have to sign up with MailChimp. And they have all the templates. MailChimp is free. There you go. Perfect. It's really, really easy to set up. Sorry, I'm going back through. Yes, do a newsletter, you guys. That's funny, Diane. All right. Yeah, if you use Square, they also have a newsletter, which is really awesome. Yep, I know. You're welcome, everyone. So on your newsletter, here are some tips. Put an emoji in the subject line, something thought-provoking, not something like, your monthly news update from Kim Davis with Hello Lovely Lips. Oh my God, that voice just annoyed me. I'm sorry. Make it something like, you're gonna love this color, or this would look so good on you, or something that it's like, what's gonna look good on me? I wanna know. What are you gonna do? You're gonna click on it. And even if they delete it and they don't take action, whatever, but make your subject stand out, and an emoji is one of the best ways to do that. Even if it's like a flower, a lightning bolt is my favorite. I suggest monthly versus weekly because they're gonna get tired of you if you do it weekly, and they're gonna unsubscribe. I want it to be a special thing that my VIPs get, whether it's a special promotion, because that's what I want. I want all of my newsletters to have the following things. value, so like some sort of tip, a promotion that only they get if they're a newsletter subscriber. And you can put it in your like link tree on Instagram to like sign up for the newsletter. I prefer to like invite my customers. I just think it makes it feel more special. So like when they have purchased something, I like to be like, hey, if you don't want to miss out on limited edition colors or whatever, like think about the season that we're about to go to. We're about to go to seminar where new products are going to be launched. And so you can even phrase it that way, like, hey, you know, if you don't want to miss out on the limited edition products, sign up for my newsletter if you want. And you guys, you can even have one ready for seminar. And then when we get that new color or whatever we're going to get, go to your hotel room, spend 10 minutes to upload a picture or a video or show excitement. You can show a video, like everything is supposed to lead to a sale, right? So you can hop on Instagram, show your excitement about this new product, say sign up for my newsletter if you want to see the new product or whatever. Send out that newsletter while you're at seminar still, and they'll get first dibs on that product. Sorry, these glasses aren't for, like a joke. I really can't see, so I have to get really close to my phone to see the comments. Okay, so do you have to ask people before you add them to the subscription? You pick. I went through so I told you in my spreadsheets that I kept track of everyone's email address. So I just went through and I copied all the email addresses. I deleted anyone who was a distributor that had like signed up under me or not under me. And then I put at the top, like, you're receiving this newsletter because you have made a purchase from Hello Lovely Lips. Enjoy this VIP newsletter. Thank you. You're welcome, Spencer. Yeah, and so, like I was saying, I want it to add value. I want there to be some sort of promotion. And so I feel like if I do that every week, it's going to be not special, but I feel like a monthly thing is special. Yeah, because if you're doing a promotion every week, then it just loses its special quality. Let's see. Another way to boost your sales is to trust your giftings and don't try to be like whoever else that you're trying to be like. Be yourself. And sorry, I keep trying to fluff my hair. I'm on like day 4 or 5 and it's just struggle city. I thrive personally on one-on-one demos. Like, meet me at Starbucks, I'll bring my stuff and we'll talk about it and you can try all the colors and I'm going to sit and I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to ask you how your kids are and I'm going to ask you how counseling is and I want to look you in the eyes and I want to make you feel special. I thrive in those situations. You want to know what I don't thrive in? Parties. I get social anxiety and I have severe RBF. For those of you who don't know what RBF is, someone else can fill you in the comments. And I just get overwhelmed and the planning like almost cripples me. And I'll do it because guess what? My next point is trust your giftings and do what works for you, but also get out of your comfort zone. It's like I still do the parties. In my truck, I'm going to have a lip sense display and I'm going to have, even next week, we're doing like a mini facial like pop-up. So we're going to do... I haven't figured out how it's going to work with actually washing our faces, but like cleanser, and then I want to do like the mask and the exfoliator, and then the truck is just like a bonus, the Flower Wild truck. So I'm going to get out of my comfort zone, and basically we're doing this, this is so silly. It's like a cereal bar and White Russian bar, party. So we're doing facials. Maybe I don't need to do the truck so that we can be inside and do facials. But we're doing White Russians where we like soak cereal in milk overnight. I'll do that ahead of time, obviously. And then you strain it And then you make White Russians out of cereal milk. So you have like Cocoa Puff White Russians and like Cinnamon Toast Crunch White Russians. And so doing something like that makes it feel special and unique rather than just like, and it's still a sip and shop, but it's something like special and creative. I think that makes people want to come. And then who knows, maybe even if they came just for the White Russians, like you get enough White Russians and maybe they'll leave with a skincare regimen. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jerry, that's brilliant. She said put hot washcloths in a crock pot. Oh man, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard in my life. But all that to say is that, man, why are you guys so much smarter than me? Oh man, okay, so fun. Trust your giftings and don't worry about, like, I know that some people can be like, oh man, I don't have the personality, like, whoever, I can't do this business, like that's, or I can't do it anymore, or like I can't do parties because I'm not fun, or whatever you like, whatever lies you tell yourself. One, that's BS. Trust your giftings and like do what works best for you. I make a majority of my sales through Instagram, the next majority on one-on-one demos at Starbucks or at my house or at their house or whatever. So yeah, sorry, I'm trying to read this again. Okay, sorry. This, like, my little ghetto grip is also in the way of the comments. All right, go ahead and drop comments because this is my last point. I know all of you are already, like, signed off going and making your newsletters, aren't you? Signing up for MailChimp. Are you ready? All right. And we already talked about this. Consistency, learn, and share. So, you need to consistently be sharing, whether it's your excitement about the product, excitement about a specific product, or just the company in general. And then, you guys, I keep catching my hair, and I'm so distracted by how flat my hair is. Ugh, someone come up here with some volume spray. Need to like keep Kenra here at my studio. You constantly need to be learning more about products, different ways to use it, and the makeup artist is like probably the best way to do that. That's my goal for next year. I don't have the bandwidth for it this year. I'm fully aware of my limitations. And share it. Like, you all probably know Lauren Gilmore, and I just love that she's so good at teaching and sharing information. And you know that her customers love her for it. And we love her for it too, but we have to always be excited about the product. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've said the words Opal Gloss this week because I'm out of color correcting tinted moisturizer. I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm just kidding. At least once a week, what did I say? You need to be following up, but at least once a week, you also need to be showing how you're still excited about this. I think as Crown Princesses, we get so like, okay, we gotta get our team to perform, and we've got to get our team to order so that I can get a commission check. And guys, like, sell your product and be excited about that, and let that be your first thing, and then they'll see that and they will follow suit. You have to be excited about the product still, and not only from like a downline point of view, but just like, if you're so busy training your team and you haven't been on Instagram in a week and you haven't shown a picture of a lip sense color in a month, guess what your customers are going to do? They're going to say, oh, well, you forgot about it. And so I guess if you're not excited about it anymore, I'm not going to be excited about it anymore. So there's that. All right, let me read all these. Do you sell on Facebook? I don't use Facebook. I had a VIP customer group. I push my Instagram content through Hello Lovely Lips on Instagram and through my my like business page. But I tried to do Facebook consistently. I didn't use it at all at the beginning. And then I tried to be really consistent about it for, I don't know, I think I gave it 4 months, and then I had a live sale where I didn't make a dadgum penny, and I was like, I'm done with Facebook. I can't do this. I have another business. I have 2 kids. I have a husband, and I think that we have the temptation that we feel like we have to do it all, and you don't. Can I give you permission to like not do it all? If something's not life-giving for you or something's not like income generating for you, like you don't have to do it. No one's making you be on Instagram. Just because it works for me doesn't mean that it has to work for you. Facebook feels like a big old waste of time for me a lot of times. So I made the decision to not, and I think that we're better off when we make those decisions to cut something. So there's that. Thank you, Sonia. That's very nice of you to say. I only asked because it's so overwhelming to keep up with it all and wanted to hear your perspective. Oh, well, I think I just gave it to you. I think we're on the same wavelength there. Can't do it all. And if you get to choose what your goals are with your business, and if that's to have more like face-to-face parties, then do more face-to-face parties. If you feel like Facebook, you're like stuck in the dust, give it a break, but realize that if you want to jump back, that you might have some more momentum building to do. But honestly, like, I want to give you guys the freedom. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to do newsletter, Instagram, Facebook, parties, demos, Facebook parties, train your team. We literally cannot do it all. Unless maybe you want to pay for a team to do it, but that's not where I'm at yet. Okay. All right. How did you build up your Instagram followers? Laura, most of them are distributors. I had a blog beforehand in my shop that I think a lot of people came over from what is now Flower Wild, because again, they trusted me and they knew that like I'm not going to sell garbage. So when I created the Hello Lovely Lips Instagram, people, and I mention it every now and then. If you have a personal Instagram, can I please ask you to make a business one? Okay, that's all. I think it's really important for your business. That's what I mean by that. All right, I'm taking this off the stand because I cannot see. You're welcome, Heather. Can't do it all. And you guys, there's different seasons too. Like, we have to realize that in different seasons, our customers are different places. I know that like in the winter, in the winter, my customers are on Instagram because they're not outside. But in the summer, people are not on Instagram as much. So that's when I need to get out and do more parties and see them face to face. So ebb and flow, seasons of life, you can't do it all. I do most of my sales on Instagram and then the next chunk on like one-on-one demos. I don't do hardly any on Facebook. So yeah. All right. Any more questions, ladies? And then if you have a business one, a business Instagram, make sure that your actual name is on there. Like, Hello Lovely Lips. Sure, no one, but people need to know that your name is Kim. Or if your name is not Kim, obviously. Okay, and if you have any questions following up, please feel free to message me here or Insta or leave a comment here, and I will try to help you out. Let me turn the page and make sure I didn't have anything else. All right. Thanks for being here, you guys. Thanks for watching and asking questions and being really interactive. Oh, gosh. Thanks, Heather. You're welcome, Sonia.